Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. President Muhammad Buhari has yet again reassured Nigerians that his administration would correct the shortcomings of the past government. The president said his administration had identified three major problems that needs to be tackled, listing them as security, economy and fighting corruption. He was speaking in his hometown in Daura, Katsina State, where he had attended the Eid al-Kabir prayers. He added that the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Ministry of Agriculture had established a scheme to support farmers and ensure that young Nigerians were involved in the diversification of the economy. Nigeria was last in a recession for less than a year in 1991 and experienced a prolonged one that started in 1982 and lasted until 1984. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics says at least 19,000 Nigerians lost their public sector jobs between October 2015 and March 2016. The Bureau said although about 5,900 new public sector jobs were generated between October and December 2015, over 10,000 jobs were lost during the period in the public sector of the federal, state and local governments. An analysis of the jobs created for the quarter showed that 21,000 came from the formal sector, consisting of formal professional services with less than 10 employees. About 61,000 jobs came from the informal sector in the first quarter of 2016. The Academic Staff Union of Universities ASUU says it would embark on a warning strike in government universities across the country on October 2nd. The strike is expected to last for at least 1 week. In a statement issued, ASUU said the strike became imperative after the federal government had failed to embark on any meaningful dialogue with the union. ASUU has been trying to get the attention of the federal government to intervene in the academic system of universities across Nigeria. The union says if the government does not listen to its demands, it will commence an indefinite strike action in November this year. It urged the federal government to fully implement the 2009 agreement it reached with the union in order to avert another industrial action by the nation's public universities. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has written to the United Nations asking the international body to help protect the rights of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign group to continue their protests. The group, who were stopped by the Nigerian police several times last month, say they will continue to march to the presidential villa every 72 hours until their demands are met by the president. One of such demands is the rescue of the Chibok girls who were kidnapped by Boko Haram in April 2014. The Nigerian police had cautioned the group on their activities in Abuja, but amid backlash, the Nigerian police lifted its ban on the activities of the group. SERAP in a statement said the initial ban on the group violates the rights of members to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly. The Nigerian Navy says it will partner with the French Navy in a bid to fight piracy in the Gulf of the Guinea. In a statement issued, spokesperson for the Nigerian Navy, Commodore Chris Ezekobe, said the exercise is geared towards sharpening skills in anti-piracy and anti-illegal fishing. Exercise Nemo is being conducted in collaboration with the Nigerian Navy as well as navies of Gabon, Cameroon, Benin, Togo and Ghana, among other countries in the Gulf of the Guinea. Former Niger Delta militants under the amnesty program have appealed to the federal government to pay their 3-month outstanding stipends. Ramsey Mukoro, who is the leader of the third phase of the amnesty scheme, said that his group had not been paid for the past 3 months. In a separate statement, Ebina Salvation, chairman of the second phase in Bayelsa State, said the non-payment of the stipends was a burden to ex-agitators. Salvation noted that the existing peace in the Niger Delta was down to the amnesty program. The Sultan of Sokoto, Said Abubakar III, says the Fulani herdsmen creating violence at different parts of Nigeria were not Nigerians, but foreign terrorists. Abubakar stated this in his Eid al-Kabir message to the Muslim Ummah in Nigeria. According to the Sultan, the rampaging herdsmen are foreigners coming into Nigeria to cause a breach of peace to the country. The Sultan, however, acknowledged that there were problems between the Fulani herdsmen and the farmers which should only be resolved through dialogue. Nigeria has been plagued with a recent rise in attacks by suspected herdsmen in Benue State, Kaduna, Ekiti, Enugu and Plateau states. The Kaduna State Emergency Management Agency has said that no life or property was lost from the earth tremor that occurred at Koi community. The executive secretary of the agency, Ezekiel Babakarik, said that the report that similar incident occurred in Nok and Sambang Dagi villages on Monday were false. Instead, he explained that the earth tremor occurred twice on in Koi community on Saturday and in the early hours of Monday morning. A Nigerian migrant woman has successfully given birth to a baby boy aboard a rescue ship in the Mediterranean. The baby was born after his mother was plucked from an overcrowded rubber dinghy. Medical charity Medicine Sans Frontières said that because the baby who has been christened Newman Otters was born in international waters, his nationality was still under debate. The baby's parents, Otters and Faith Okumbo, had been making the death-defying crossing with their two other children, aged 7 and 5, and was rescued just 24 hours before the baby was born. Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the government remains focused and resolute in the quest to revamping the Nigerian economy. He was speaking in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, after an event and a visit to the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun, at the government house in the state capital. Osinbajo attributed the current economic crisis in the country to the sharp drop in power generation, occasioned by vandalism by militants and the looting of treasury, among others. The Vice President also said that the government is making efforts towards taking the full advantage in the manufacturing sector, agriculture, solid minerals and technology to revamp the Nigerian economy. Time for a quick break. We'll come back and look at sports and international stories. Don't go away.
Corruption not in my country. That was a very good business.
Yeah.
The furniture you brought was very perfect.
That's how we roll.
Because then let me do you receipts.
Yeah. How much was it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, write 2.5.
Mbano. The deal was for 1 million naira now.
Okay, write 3 million. I'll give you 500.
Oh no, I don't do business like that now. Yeah.
In that case, give me back my check. Let me go and look for someone that understand business.
Take.
Your loss.
But it is only for incorruptible customers. What are you talking?
Now get out.
What kind of this?
You will just die.
No.
You will die.
That is the door. Now get out from here.
Rubbish.
Look, my people, make una really add money for original invoice price. That's not corruption. Say no, not in my country. Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Oil prices fell for a third day in a row on Tuesday. This comes as speculators cut their bullish bets by the most in 3 months last week, and U.S. crude drillers added more rigs for a 10th week running. Brent crude oil futures fell 92 cents at $47.40 per barrel, while U.S. crude fell $1.03 to $45.26 per barrel. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and Russia are maintaining the production freeze talk ahead of a meeting on the subject in Algeria on September 28, 2016. Zimbabwe's opposition party say they will hold a protest despite a ban on such actions. The protests are expected to hold on Saturday throughout the country, with or without a police clearance. The protesters are demanding to press the country's electoral body for free elections in 2018, officials say, weeks after another planned demonstration turned violent. Police on August 26 fired tear gas and water cannons at opposition leaders and hundreds of demonstrators at an anti-government protest before unrest swept across large parts of the capital. 18 opposition parties under the National Election Reform Agenda, NERA, say the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission is biased in favor of President Robert Mugabe's ruling party and is run by security agents loyal to Mugabe, charges the agency has since denied. The parties want the next vote in 2018 to be supervised by international observers, including the United Nations. Reports from Syria say the cessation of hostilities that came into effect on Monday appears to be holding. The deal brokered by Russia and the U.S. have been described by the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry as possibly the last chance to save our united Syria. Residents in the troubled northern city of Aleppo say that there had been calm in the city. A monitoring group based in the United Kingdom Syrian Observatory for Human Rights has also confirmed that it appeared to be quiet on nearly all fronts. However, there are reports of sporadic attacks carried out by both government and rebels after the ceasefire had come into effect. Team Nigeria contingents at the Rio 2016 Paralympics have continued their impressive form on day 5 at the Games. The country won 2 more gold medals and 1 bronze to take its tally to 6 gold medals, 2 silver and 1 bronze medal. This gives the country a total of 9 medals so far. Nigeria now leads Africa's medal haul and is 10th on the overall table. The Games will run until September 18, 2016. The Court of Arbitration for Sports says to rule on the appeal filed by former world number 1 Maria Sharapova against her doping ban in the first week of October. A decision on the outcome of her appeal was initially expected on July 18th, but CAS then postponed the decision till September this year. Now, in a fresh statement, the court has again deferred ruling in the case till October. The International Tennis Federation has suspended Sharapova after she tested positive to a banned substance, meldonium, during the Australian Open in January this year. The Russian said she did not realize the drug she had been using for the past 10 years was declared a banned substance by WADA on January 9, 2016. Former UEFA President Michel Platini has obtained permission to address a UEFA Congress on Wednesday. The Frenchman is currently serving a 6-year ban from all football activities following his investigation by FIFA's Independent Ethics Committee into a payment of 2 million Swiss francs made by Sepp Blatter to him. As part of his punishment, Platini is expected to be absent from all football-related activities till the end of his ban. However, he was invited by the European governing body to address the Congress during its election on Wednesday. FIFA's committee has granted UEFA that request. Well, that's all we have on news now. Thank you very much for watching. I am Thelma Okoro.